Good evening, friends, followers, and channel members. Hello, Love Face. Thanks for joining the chat. We'll get rid of you shortly. Right, let's see if we can do this properly this week, shall we? Take 2, or is this take 4? I think we had 3 attempts here last week, didn't get off the ground, so to speak. So we're going to be attempting again, thanks to what has been a relatively stress-easy free week. Microsoft Flight Simulator concerned. There's not been an issue since I rolled back the driver following the GPU update, driver update last Sunday. That was an awful thing to do prior to a stream, wasn't it? But here we are, back at Holly Hill Field, I think it is, and I can see more and more of us starting to join. Really looking forward to this one. It's your Sunday night stream where we do nothing by the book. We basically take off, fly, enjoy, chat, have a drink, and trace the I-95 southwards whilst giving you a nice relaxed end to the week on a Sunday. One of my favourite times of the week. So great to see so many of the channel members in here as well. Thanks so much for coming along. Hey Mark, Dark Fury, good to see you. Top Gun and Nick and Digital both ruling with an iron fist tonight. Thanks guys for coming along. S. Ramers, hi mate. Evening all, let's try and leave again. Yeah, didn't get very far last week at all, did we? Alan Hebel, thank you for coming as well. Let's see how we do tonight. Top Gun, thanks for coming in. And Christian's here too. Christian's just an observer today, so he can get rid of the spam. Thanks very much, Christian. I do appreciate that. Dark Fury, it's Church Gin Sunday for Nick. Let's see how many we can spot this time. Before we go anywhere, let me have a look at trusty old Google Maps. So, here we are at Holly Hill Airport, or Grass Strip. I think airport may be pushing it slightly. Let's have a look. We're gonna depart. We're gonna head out over the 176. We'll trace this all the way back. Oh, look at that. We're not going to trace that all the way back. Let's see if we can take a shortcut, shall we? Right, we're going to take off. We're going to fly westbound, and from there we should, after passing the line of trees, we should be able to meet up with the I-95. In fact, we could even go one step further. Let's take off this time. Instead of taking off northbound, didn't like that last week, let's take off southbound. And we will fly over what looks like a quarry area. We'll meet up with the 453, and that will meet us up then at the Shell garage. Oh, hang on, that's the I-26. I don't want that. Where's the I-95 gone? Oh my word, it's all the way over there. I'm not reading right. Okay, back to onto plan C. Let's take off southbound, fly, or westbound, or northbound, doesn't really matter. But either way, we need to fly west. We need to fly west, and at that point, we'll pick up the I-95. That's the whole beauty of VFR flying, isn't it? See how we get on. Digital Flight Deck says, I like Sundays. Indeed. Danny Rubble, hello to you. Dave Hudson, you're just spectating as well tonight. Well, Dave, that means you can hopefully enjoy whatever it is we have in store. Live weather is looking grand. I don't know if it's working or not. It looks too good to be true, doesn't it? I'm sure when we get up in the air, if we see some clouds, I'll know then that it is working. Right, let me get inside. We're just going to do a whole quick Control E, get everything spinning, and then we should be good to go. My radio's still not looking right. Right, I think, yeah, we're going to take off southbound tonight. So, prop is spinning. Couple of degrees of flaps. I can see people spawning in. I've basically just hogged the single parking spot for this this airfield. Right, let me release the parking brakes, and we'll hopefully get moving. I must say, since the few tweaks that I made to the system with Dark Fury last week, following last Sunday's terrible stream, if you can call it a stream at all, this simulator has never run better. It's running well, and it's looking gorgeous. What the chuff is that? Alright, who's in the Dreamliner? Christian, so we've actually got we've got clear 10-mile visibility. Oh well, in that case, maybe it is working. It is indeed. Looks about right. Oh, J-Hug, you've got a CTD. That's how I was last week. Very annoying. The grass in particular is looking beautiful. I've not tweaked any settings, but it is just gorgeous tonight. Oh dear, that's what happens when you don't brake before turning. Who's just capsized their aircraft prior to departure? Oh look, managed to rescue it. Good on you. Rex AccuSeasons adding again to the delights of VFR flying in Microsoft Flight Sim. Alright, power, let's go. Ronald says it's the interesting transponder. Yeah, do you like the new look? If any one of you is doing this in VFR, in VR, that must look amazing. And we're airborne. What's that? Aircraft up there. I've also got live traffic on as well. I like having live traffic on. I think it adds to the immersion, particularly if we see a major international airport. Digital, yeah, the pink colour costs extra. Right. Ooh, a little bit of turbulence as well. Ooh, that is quite bumpy. Unusual, but nice to have. We'll get up to a couple of thousand feet. Keep it on a nice westerly heading, and we should pick up that I-95 pretty soon. Jonathan says, was all that automobile traffic on the airport road? Must be a pancake breakfast going on. Right, let me just get out of the flight deck a little bit. FB, was that you tipping over on the tack? You were just too eager to get out, weren't you? Oh, well, we've already got further than last week. There's that quarry that I alluded to right at the start, in what can be, I suppose, classed as our departure brief. So we need to just come a little over to the right, a little more northwesterly, I think. Tony Johnson, good day. Ronald M, these flights always take place on a Sunday. It's just our way of saying goodbye to the week. Chilling out and relaxing. And what better way to do it than with friends flying in the wonderful world of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Complete VFR flight. I am using nothing other than Google Maps, which is opened on my second screen at the side of me, to work out where it is we're going. I've also been looking forward to doing this following the tweaking of the PC settings. I'm rolling back the driver because the sim has looked far better for it, thanks again Dark Fury. And yeah, just wanted to see what this looked like since it had been done. Ronald M says, good to know, we'll try and join next week. You love VFR flying. There's no better simulator, is there really? Right, there we go, about 2,000 feet. Let's trim her out. And then we can hold an altitude of around this. Find this is a good altitude. Now, I cannot see a single cloud in the sky. I'm presuming live weather is on. Anybody else flying with me got any clouds of... I mean, there's not even a single one, is there? Which is very unusual. Not impossible, just unusual. It's kind of sad, I guess, that whenever we see a nice clear day and we've got live weather turned on, that we're all wondering, is it working? Is it actually working? Now, I think this could be the junction that I've been hoping to meet. Quick look at Google Maps. Says, yeah, that's the junction coming up. So we're going to follow southbound on the I-95. And yeah, that's the one. Talia Johnson says, forgot about this flight and started a fair-length flight about an hour ago. Still have a chunk of time left on it. Putting the Twin Otter through its paces. Yes, recently released by Aerosoft, of course. Lots of people enjoying that. Mark, you've got no clouds at all. Digital sky is clear for you as well. S. Raymond's also got the same as me. Ronald M, I did just do that. I don't know if you noticed, my altimeter just jumped by a couple of hundred feet, so I kind of got the feeling, yeah, it is working. So then, is this the one I think it is? Do you know what? It's not. That's not. That is the junction with the Route 15 and the I-26. This is the I-95. Oh, digital, is the stream starting soon or voice still up? Oh, apologies for that, guys. I'll just get rid of that. Gone. I basically minimised the stream output, so I can't actually see it. Again, that's just a performance boost mode in Streamlabs. Thomas, you got clear skies as well. Spitfire Raf, hello. 747 Dan, Microsoft Swear by Bing, everyone else Google. Are you using Google then, Dan? We've not got that. We are purely on the default. And I have to be honest with you, all the more stable for it. Right then, so the I-95 is this road here. Let's go. And let's see what we can see. I'll be honest with you, once again, that we are in a part of the country where there isn't that much to see other than the beautifully crafted landscape beneath us. Not that many cars either on the I-95. Must be a quiet Sunday. And our first point of interest today, let's get back in, I'm still climbing a little higher than I want to. Our first point of interest that I can see, of course it had to be, didn't it, a chapel. It's going to be the Duncan Chapel, which is just down here, around here somewhere. Oh, there we go. So if Nick has the gin, that's the first drink of the stream. I was to come here with Route 178. Passing it, we've got Billy's Tyres, another Pilot Travel Centre, the Peachtree Inn, and a Shell garage. Look at that, on the nose, straight. I've got the... that's a fun game, trying to keep the I-95 on the nose of the aircraft. Digital asks, is it a church or McDonald's? Well, Digital, my church is McDonald's. So, I guess they're one and the same. As same as you need aviators when facing the sun, there ain't no way that thing's keeping up with us. He's more or less doing a holding pattern. A little bit of crabbing going on just there, I think, as well. 747 Dan, but everything else Google, including looking at the route like I am with Google Maps. Oh yeah, I'm not using Bing Maps. I'm using Google Maps, indeed. Loving the reflection there of the sun. But yeah, there is indeed a little bit of crosswind affecting the track there. Tell you. So spot on with that. There we go. Braking formation there with the Dreamliner. It was a Dreamliner, wasn't it? J-Hog finally airborne, playing catch up. Oh, now, down here is the Zion Baptist Church. Another one. That's if I'm looking in the right place. Yep, I am. I love little bits of detail like this, the hay bales in the fields. Which is obviously accurate for this time of year. Ploughed fields as well. Just looking as well what we've got. We've got the honeybee rescue down there somewhere. No idea if that is what it sounds like. This is interesting. You can see what looks to be power cables or a power line there through the trees to maybe a sub or service station. There's a mod that's recently come out on flightsim.to, which is free, and between the pylons it then actually adds the power lines as well. I'm yet to try it, but I am intrigued. Okay, so the town of St. George is down there. Being English, we should probably have paid that a visit, but never mind. And as we keep heading down, we've got Polk Swamp underneath us. You can see all that down here. And I'm just having a look. Coming up in a second is another church, the Old St. George Baptist Church. Just seeing if we can see that. In fact, there it is. Old St. George Baptist Church. Maybe there's a new one somewhere. Oh, Mark, you've got the Powerline mod installed, have you? Think it's pretty good? Yeah, it certainly makes no difference for airliner flying, but certainly for flying like this, yeah, I imagine that is really good. Nick, you've got it as well. Says it's great. Dark Fury, yeah, you've got the pylon mod and the solar farms. Had no issues with it. Expect missing the cables. There's a way station down there as well. Right, 2 more churches coming up. Nick is going to be absolutely sloshed, isn't he? 2 more churches. We have the New Grace United Methodist Church and Harvest Chapel Baptist Church. Jonathan, you can't swing a cat without hitting a Baptist church around here. Very true. Or so it seems. Those 2 churches, again, just down here on the left. And some of the photogrammetry sometimes, in satellite imagery, not only picks up the church, but as with most churches, they have incorporated into them graveyards, of course, cemetery yards. Steve at Pins also has the Powerline mod, it says here too, working fine. Palmetto Mudway. Not entirely sure what that is. Almost looks like you could land there, doesn't it? If anyone fancies trying that, have a go. Maybe not the guy flying the Dreamliner. So I don't know if anyone in the chat is familiar with this particular area of the world, but there's a whole lot of nothingness. We are from Miami Airport, which is what I kind of tipped as the end point for this. We're probably going to go on a bit further, but we popped that in just as the kind of end point, just because we were up obviously from the north border with Canada down to the end of the I-95. We are 440 miles away. Obviously, we're not going to finish that tonight, but this is episode 12. We're probably further down now than we were when we began. What was it, about 3,000? I honestly can't remember. It might even say in the video description how many thousand miles this actually was when we first started. Talia says it could be an ultralight strip, maybe. No, this isn't Google Maps, this is default Bing. Circle C Travel Plaza Hotel down here as we intercept with the Augusta Highway. Not sure where that heads off to. Now this is nice. Sally's Fine Chocolates. Where are you? So that is in a building over here somewhere. Sounds nice. Sounds very nice. I have a very sweet tooth. And Jonathan says, I strongly urge you to continue on to Key West. Well, Jonathan, it would be a crime, I guess, not to. Now, the line crossing here, is this meant to be a railroad? I can see the cuttings in Google Maps. Just wondering what on earth it actually is. Oh no, it's a lane. In fact, it's called Snowbird Lane. Snowbird Lane. And there's no traffic on it. It's probably not identified by the simulator as an actual road, is it, to generate traffic? Still not a cloud in the sky. I'm just zooming out on Google Maps a little bit as we're flying down here, and there really is not too much at all Colleton might be the next sort of major settlement. And Digital says that Waltersboro Airport is coming up if anyone wants to get on the North Europe server and join us. 747 Dan, does the logbook work properly for me? I honestly couldn't tell you. I pay no attention to that. All I'm bothered about is that the actual flying side of things goes well. Somewhere over here there's a Mount Pleasant Church, which sounds pleasant. Now, Crescent Dairy and Beverages is what I see these buildings listed as. If anyone's thirsty, I'm sure these guys can help you out. Ian, thank you for the like and the follow on Facebook. Duke, thank you as well. We're also streaming to Twitch this evening, as we haven't been able to do that for a while, just because I've been changing the account somewhat. We're now an affiliate on Twitch, thanks to the followers we have there. So if anyone is watching, thank you very much for that. Jonathan says Pope Ninja is coming up. You're going to have to explain to us non-residents of the USA what on earth that is. Hey Frank W.G. Abbott, how are you? Hope you're well. Good to see you joining us tonight. Oh, right, we've got a Walmart Supercenter coming up. Another one of our drinking bingo objects to tick off. That looks like it's coming up down here. What a gorgeous day over South Carolina. It really is beautiful. This is probably, to say we're on live weather, this is the best live weather we have ever had on one of these streams. We have had a couple where we have had to turn live weather off just because it's not been, well, it's not been good. Poetic Prophetess, thank you so much for hosting us on Twitch. Really do appreciate that, and welcome. Right, where's the Walmarts? If anyone needs some groceries. Here it is coming up. We've got the Walmart. We've even got the Ivanhoe Shopping Centre. Although I'll be honest with you, I don't know if Google Maps is out of date, but that appears to be in the middle of a field according to Google Maps. That can't be right. Jonathan, have I been to a Cracker Barrel Old Country store? No, I don't believe so. Right, there we go. A little bit of life coming up. We have got the Walmart Supercenter is the first building that we hit just there. And then, yeah, as we can see, we've got Waltersboro. Is it Waltersboro, sorry, is the main town that you can see down there. Town, city, village, however it would be referred to. I believe that coming up is a solar panel farm surrounded by the Jones Swamp Creek, which is basically all these trees that you can see knocking around. Definitely some wind crabbing going on, isn't there? Definitely. So in a moment, we can just see in the distance. We've got another junction coming up, which looks like it obviously meets back up with Waltersboro, but it's sort of a industrial estate. And we've got things like South Carolina Department of Motoring. We've got the Houlton County Law Enforcement Complex. Okay. We've got several hotels. Wiggins Portable Buildings. Bet they don't stick around long. So many hotels. And of course, as expected, we have the New Beginnings Outreach Church. I think we've just passed that actually. It's down here. The Truth Faith Ministry of Praise, Druid Hill II. And a veterinary hospital. Where's he going? Well, this looks dangerous, but entertaining. Slide right bank to finish that. He's taking all those trees out. Engine number 1 has just swallowed a pile of twigs. Uh, 747 down. British pilots question live weather in good places as we never get it over here. When we do get good weather at this time of year, it's freezing. Well, goodbye Waltersboro. It was great to pass you by. Crosby's Machine Shop is next on our list. There's actually a museum. It's a bit too far out for us to see, I think. But over here, there's a museum called the Great Swamp. I'm tempted to click on that and see what it says. Obi-Wan, what is the best mod to get real boats instead of flat things? I'm not sure about that, but I know that you can have real seafaring traffic. I think that might be a payware mod though, if memory serves. That basically just, like you have AI traffic in the world, you can have AI ships and boats and things, ferries in the world. I have been tempted to get it actually. Uh, 747 down today at Red Hill Aerodrome, local to you. It was broken cloud 1,400 feet. That's nothing there. That's still Cat 1 in the Airbus. So what do we have coming up? We've got a fire rescue station. Wow, okay. What do you guys make of this? So, if I am indeed reading this right, I'm just making sure that I'm in the right place. Alright, so we've got the Henderson Rest area coming up. That's what we can see just here. But after that, coming up on the right, we've got a junction with Route 21. And Route 21, just north of it, is the U-Haul neighborhood dealer. Neighborhood dealer. I don't know what that means in the USA, but over here, it's perhaps probably someone you want to avoid. Yeah, there's the rest area, as you can quite clearly see. Hope everyone's had a good weekend this weekend. Have you guys been up to much? I was at a kids' party this morning. I mean, that is essentially my life now for the next 10 years. Kids' parties. Obi-Wan, are the boats also flat on high settings? Yeah, they are. It's just because of the way the satellite image renders the image of the boats. It's nothing you can do to change that at the moment. It's just a satellite photo, I guess, at the end of the day. Just like everything we're flying over, it's just a satellite photo. Digital U-Haul when you have to haul. Yeah, I'd be hauling out of there if it was the neighbourhood dealer though. 747 Dan asks the question: how many mods would you say I have? Would I have for Microsoft Flight Sim right now? Do you know what? There's very little going on in terms of scenery down below. So let me just quickly grab the community folder. Tell you what, loads of people asked me to show this. That's my community folder. There, you can see everything. To be fair, I can get rid of that. I just used that for a live stream the other day. We've got AIG traffic, 2 folders. We've got toolbar pushed back. We've got the livery I'm using for this flight right now. We've got the ground handling services, so they've got all the EasyJet logos. Got a couple of the EasyJet Sim Pilot liveries, obviously the fly-by-wire. We've got the fly-by-wire A380 field as well. We've got Latin VFR's Airport Jetway Pro, Navigraph, Nav Data, and database, etc. The Rex AccuSeasons, Rex Global Airport Textures, and Swissport, which is basically just liveries for all the ground traffic, and that is it. That's all I have. Mark, you're trying to catch up, are you? No worries, mate. Talia Johnson says, U-Haul's a failed business model, renting cargo aircraft that people have to fly themselves. What? Are you kidding me? So, unlike just going down to your local Avis or Hertz store to rent a van, first of all, you can rent an aircraft, but you need to go and grab yourself a quick pilot's license to be able to use it. Yeah, you're right, that sounds like a terrible business model. Unless you can rent a license at the same time. James Jones, am I still running the same settings as the last vid? It's looking very nice. I am still running the same settings. Well, I think I am. I don't think I've changed anything. But I've tweaked the computer itself in a bit of work with channel member Dark Fury. So settings are the same, but the PC is running splendidly. Digital, do I just move the airports in and out as you need them? That is correct. In fact, what have we got just coming up here? I'll show you something in a minute, guys. But yeah, so this now is the... Oh, where's this? Is this actually a place, or is it just a random... Oh, it's Yamasi? That's a strange name. Yamasi? Right, what have we got down here? We've got Love's Travel Shop. Speedco Truck Lube and Tyres next to the Love Travel Shop. That's interesting. Family Dollar down here. Dollar General. Liquor. What kind of place is this? Sounds like a fun place to visit on a Sunday night. So still on the I-95. Yeah, I keep that community folder as empty as possible. So let me just show you this. So I've got my community folder, and then I've got my backup, my Microsoft Flight Sim add-ons, and this is where I have everything. So I still have all of the airports, and I just switch them in and out as and when I need them. Oh, hang on. I've got always a backup of a working version of the A32NX. We've got vPilot files, different liveries, although I think, oh yeah, there's just a couple of EasyJet liveries in there for when I need it. But yeah, that's it. That's all I do. The community folder is kept as empty as possible. Jonathan says at Family Dollar and Dollar General you can buy many items worth less than $1 for $1. We have something similar over here at Poundland. Although, no, I have to say, that, to be fair, I was in Poundland the other day. No particular reason, I think I was bored. And actually, I got quite a few bargains in there. I got so many Jaffa cakes for £1. I'm going to need to now see if they sell insulin. So this is where the I-95 meets up with Route 17, which is another road to apparently nowhere. Flying over an area like this is just so alien to me because, well, when flying over England, there is a town, a village or something every 5 miles minimum. England is essentially a car park compared to the USA and Canada and Australia. In fact, it's a car park compared to most places. Pinkaro super fan, hello, welcome. Where are we just now? Good question. Yamasi is where we are now, or we've just passed. Oh, this is great. So at this point, the I-95 is called the Jasper Highway. I like that, because our cat's called Jasper. Mark, once the energy bills go up, you'll be joining me in Poundland. Yeah, we'll all be shopping in Poundland. Uh, 747 Dan says, thanks Gav, I hadn't thought of having 2 folders for add-ons and moving them in and out of the community folder. Yeah, I find it works for me. Dark Fury, Poundland now has online shopping. Really? Wow. What's the delivery What's the delivery cost? I bet that's not £1. Didn't know they shopped online though. My nearest Poundland's only about 30 seconds away in the car. Maybe a bit further. Digital, you see a Spitfire. Wayne's here. Nice. Danny, the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, it's city village every 100 meters. Is it really that populated, the Netherlands? Tolgan says, I love when Europeans come to the States and see something different, just like when I've gone to Europe and seen the great differences. It is, I can't put my finger on it. Sometimes the differences, it's weird, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, it's just not what you're used to. Like the thing that, the first time I visited the States, I was 14, maybe? Yeah, I was about 14, and we were in New Jersey, just outside New York, Manhattan, and to have sort of like not the highway, but I guess what you guys, what we would call just a normal A road, a dual carriageway, with massive intersections in the centre, and then there's just like convenience stores and different random shops all flanking the side of it. We'd never get that over here. It's just completely different. And then a motel every like 100 yards or something. Just completely different. Yeah, digital. I think that sums it up. Digital says it just feels different. Absolutely. Absolutely it does. Right, where are we coming up now? We're coming up to, I believe it's Ridgeland. However you pronounce that. And we've also got Ridgeland Airport, which should be over here somewhere. S-Raymers go out west, it'll be really sparsely populated. Well, yes, but that I know. I don't know why, I just imagined that the I-95, this main highway running north to south down the eastern seaboard, would just be heavily populated the entire way. And I'm learning so very quickly throughout this this tour that it is not. Obi-Wan, does a very full community folder slow Microsoft Flight Simulator down? Certainly on loading it does, because it has to read everything in it. Oh wow. So Ridgeland Airport's coming up, and literally across the road from it is the elementary school and the nursing centre. Digital come to a large place like Canada and you get completely different geographies as well. See, I've never been to Canada. Right, here's another wonderful example of Microsoft Flight Simulator doing its job. We have the Ridgeland Correctional Institution. I mean, I'm looking at the image on Google Maps and it's spot on. Yeah. So we've got a Roxy's down here. Piggly Wiggly, is that a major store? It's a shopping store. Looking at Google Maps. Treadway, you're trying to peel a boiled egg while flying. Oh well, each to their own, I guess. If you feel like you need a bigger challenge. Trying to work out if this is meant to be a building or more solar panels. So I think the airport is... oh, there it is. We've just bypassed it. Yeah, there's the airport. Airport just there. Something tells me the airport that we stop at on today's stream is going to be Grass Strip. Digital says that jails and prisons are a no-fly zone 5 miles round. Yeah, you can understand why. Drones, on the other hand. What an inconvenience for the Law Enforcement Society. Piggly Wiggly. So it's a convenience store. Australians and Digital confirming that. Piggly Wiggly. I'm trying to think, what would that equate to over here in the UK, do you reckon? As a convenience store. We've got the Premiers around here up north. Uh, 747 Dan asked where we got the liveries from, the channel liveries. So I didn't design them. I'm nowhere near clever enough. We had Dark Fury and Christian designing these beauties, and yeah, really neat, really nice. What a great job they've done as well with custom, with nice custom registrations as well. So just looking now as we're headed down there, what we got? We've got I-95 and we've got Route 17. So I-95 is to the left, Route 17 is over there to the right. Christian, is it our anniversary? Oh, Christian, you've been a member for 12 months. Here's the 365 days of marriage. Christian, you know how thankful I am for all the support you've given us over the last, well, it's been longer than 12 months, of course, but thank you so much, Christian, for that. Really, really kind. Here's to the next 12. Stevie Pins says Kilo Sierra Alpha Victor is ahead, looks large-ish. Is that Savannah coming up? I think this is amazing that we've got the I-95 next to what essentially here I would call an A road. They're obviously not A roads. How far away are we then from Savannah? J-Hog, you've just gone into VR and it's awesome. I've only tried Microsoft Flight Simulator once in VR. It completely blew my mind away. Fantastic. It really does make you want to reach out and touch the dials and switches on the overhead and stuff like that. I couldn't believe how amazing it was. I don't know why, and perhaps this is just me being naive, but I expected VR obviously to be immersive in the sense that you felt like you were there because you could move your head around and you could see everything as you moved around and that. What I was not expecting the first time I tried it was that the dials and the switches and the glare shield and everything was also in 3D and felt like you could reach out and touch it. So that completely blew my mind. And I don't even know if the technology is available yet for you to be able to actually use your hands, wear some gloves, use your hands to actually go and switch on the overhead panel lights and things. I mean, if it is, wow. In fact, Tread Wheeman's just asked the same question: are there virtual hands for Microsoft Flight Sim? John says you can't read the dials though. I must admit, it wasn't great for me in terms of clarity. And I don't know if that was just the settings of the setup that I was in, but I really actually struggled. Everything looked alright to a fashion, but actually reading the dials, I really had to squint down and lean in. Do you know, I've been nattering so long, I have no idea where we are. I can just see the I-95 starting to break away from the from Route 17. Oh, there's a McDonald's. Now, where's that? Or have I passed it? There's a road to nowhere. Ah, here it is. Where are you, McDonald's? Right, just working this out. One of these buildings here is meant to be a McDonald's. That's the one on the far side. There it is. There's McDonald's. Just missing the golden arches. That's the first one we've seen. Ronald M says some planes are optimised for VR control support. There are some VR gloves, so it should work, but the gloves are extremely expensive. Oh, I bet. But isn't it exciting to see where we'll be in 10 years' time? Oh, Mark's just... Sorry, Mark, I hadn't read that comment. Mark has just said the same. Wonder where we'll be in 10 years' time. It's amazing. Jonathan, there's a fireworks superstore coming up. Funnily enough, there's one of those not too far away from me as well. The Hardyville Recreation Complex and the Hardyville Dog Park. That's something we don't get over here very much. Dog parks. We just have dog mess. Oh yeah, there's the fireworks superstore. I see that now over here. And we're close to crossing the Savannah River. And the Savannah River Bridge. At which point we've kind of got our pick of airfields once we get to Savannah. That will be where we end our flight this evening. Frank Abbott, your grandson's just bought a full motion set arm and leg function. Cost him £1,000. Wow. Is your grandson married, Frank? Does he have kids? If he does, what's his secret? Fireworks superstore for celebrating those days that end in Y. Yeah. Oh, now we've passed McDonald's. I really want a large chocolate milkshake. So we will follow this then, and we shall be ending our flight today at Savannah Airport. Is it called Savannah Airport? Yeah, Savannah International Airport, actually. As I said, I've got live traffic turned on. It'll be interesting to see if there's anything actually there. Jonathan says you're surprised that Brits are crazy enough to have fireworks superstores. Jonathan, have you not heard of Guy Fawkes? Top Gun, what town, city in England do I live? So I am... I'm a Yorkshireman. South Yorkshire. Christian says there's a VR headset that tracks the pupils as well instead of only the head movement and reacts on those as well. Wow, that sounds impressively expensive. So if you focus your eyes, it will give a huge amount of depth of field, letting you look very far. The problem is the headset costs around 6,000. 6,000? Wow. Goodness me. Jonathan, everyone to Savannah, Georgia. It really is one of the nicest vacation spots in the eastern USA. Is it really? Wow. Dark Fury, no Dunkin' Donuts. I was wondering that. Got more Dunkin' Donuts here now than what there seems to be in America. Frank says no, he's a tight little sod, his grandson. Not that tight, he's just spent $1,000 on that. Jonathan says they may have an occasional charter flight to the Caribbean. You guess that makes them why they can claim they're an international airport. Yeah, that's true. Most airports of any size are international airports, though, aren't they? Let's be honest. Royal Cinemas and IMAX. We could just head there. You know, I'm still hard pressed to find a single cloud. So there's some huge buildings over here, including an IKEA distribution center. Has IKEA made it to America? Oh, okay. Didn't know that. Tell you what, there's some detail on the images down here. Look at all the trucks. Individual car parking spaces, that's when you know you've got detail. Chevrons on the road. Oh, this looks neat. This looks really neat, actually. Some of the best graphics we've seen for a while. Now this looks like a nice estate. Just trying to work out what all the massive white buildings are. It doesn't say too much. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. A lot of logistics, Crane Worldwide, Shaw Building, Target Distribution, Home Depot. Lots of distribution centres. Georgia Tech Savannah. Looks like I mean, what's the deal with the big circular? It's not actually a roundabout, is it? Is that like CERN above ground for cars? So here we are, we're coming close to our destination. Really clear imagery on the satellites. Look at all the individual cars parked up. And here is our destination. The airport in question. I'm loving this. I mean, look at that. I don't know what that is. Looks like some grand hotel or something, but it's not just a generic building either. By the looks of all this. Okay, guys, let's break off and head to our stopping place for this week. That is my favourite aircraft of all time, the 320. It's certainly one of my favourite airlines. Favourite one of all time? Hang on a minute, what's that? Oh man, look at the detail. What is this? There's a giant toadstool. This isn't a photogrammetry area, is it? There's just so many random things about. What is that? Oh, I can see it. I've actually found it on Google Maps. It's, I don't know, I guess it's like a carousel thing? That is insane. We've got live traffic on and not a single aircraft, by the way. Tell you what, if this isn't a main airport, it's flipping huge. But 747 Dan, back to your question. Favourite aircraft of all time? It's got to be a toss-up really between Concorde and the A380. Nikimo, no, this isn't Google. This is completely default Bing. It's just looking stunning. Jonathan says Savannah is a scenic area. I guess the folks at Microsoft considered it worth depicting some of the sites. Well, evidently. Chuck Rex AccuSeason's in there with it, and it's stunning, isn't it? So I'm basically just circling Savannah International while you guys pick a runway and land. I mean, this place is huge. I don't know how long these runways are, unless it's just my perception of them, because I'm in a Diddy Diamond DV20. But these do look massive. Loving the Rex textures as well, giving some discoloration to the taxi signs. Guess I ought to pick a runway and land. It's going to be a 20-minute taxi to the terminal. Oh, hang on, what's that? I need to check that out. I want to know if the satellite imagery just happened to process a load of cars fleeing down the taxiway at the time the satellite went over. What is that? Oh no, they're live vehicles that are just all stopped for some reason. I'd love to know if this is if it's not photogrammetry, it is as clear as day. It's beautiful. Christian says most major cities are photogrammetry today. I didn't think they were. Obviously, there's some huge big ones like obviously downtown Manhattan, London, Paris, etc. But I didn't think that areas like this would be. So just going back out to circle again. this really caught my attention. I mean, that's awesome. Right, I need to get back in the flight deck, turn around, and then we're going to land. Oh, imagine doing this in VR. A little turbulent to say it's clear skies. I've just seen the Dreamliner coming in. I bet he's programmed in the RNAV or ILS. Right, which side of the runway should we land on? Left, right or centre line? I didn't spy a windsock when I was coming into land. And down we go. That's right, you just had Delta 2804 coming on live traffic. Really? Oh, nice. I've not got the labels on, so I guess that would have been easy to spot if I had. I would love to fly in VR, but as most of my flying is done with streaming, then streaming VR doesn't tend to work too well, and you need a beast of a machine anyway, which as you guys know, I don't have. Mine's just completely mid-spec, middle of the range. Oh lordy, I think I'm outgunned. Let's vacate, shall we? On to taxiway Charlie, if that is indeed correct. Well, what a great end to the flight today. Gorgeous big airport and even more gorgeous scenery. SimWeaver, the land rate monitor that you just seen was from Fly Live Studio. So that was the one that you saw just popping up. Who's in the Velicopter? Could never get that thing to fly correctly. Right, guys, that's it. Another episode is complete. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Next flight, we will be back in the Airbus A320 as per usual, and we'll also be using our brand new upcoming performance calculator. This is getting updated all the time. I previewed this on the live stream on Friday night. We've had some updates since then as well, so it really is getting better and better all the time, with new information being keyed into it to get it more and more accurate. So looking forward to using that for our upcoming streams. This has been an absolute joy. Great weather, great company, and once again, the best way to end the week on a Sunday night. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. If you have enjoyed this flight or taken part in it, please don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help the channel to grow. We're on the road to 20,000 as well, so if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notifications bell. Whoever is coming towards us in the is that the Dreamliner? Don't forget to put the spoilers back down. I look forward to seeing you all on the next flight. Thank you so much, guys, for your company. Hope you have a really great rest of your weekend. Good night, everybody.